Welcome to Deep Dive. I am Claire Donovan.
And I'm Nina Park. Today is January 29th, a date that marks a significant turning point for the Hawaiian kingdom. Back in 1891, following the death of King Kalakaua, his sister, Liliʻuokalani, became the sovereign ruler. She was the first queen regnant and, ultimately, the last monarch of Hawaii.
Her story is incredibly moving, Nina. When she took the throne, she was determined to restore political power to the Hawaiian people and the monarchy, which had been stripped away by the Bayonet Constitution. But that determination met fierce opposition from pro-annexation forces, eventually leading to the overthrow of the monarchy just 2 years later. Even after her arrest and imprisonment at Iolani Palace, her spirit remained strong. She spent her later years at Washington Place, and her writings about the resilience of nature and her people are still studied today by those looking at labor and civil rights history in the Pacific.
It is a poignant reminder of how quickly political landscapes can shift. The theme of leadership and how national identity is defined carries through to another major event on this day. If we fast forward to 2002, we find President George W. Bush delivering his State of the Union address, where he famously coined the term axis of evil to describe regimes that sponsor terror.
That phrase was a massive catalyst for the war on terror, Nina. By grouping Iraq, Iran, and North Korea under that single label, the Bush administration was essentially setting the stage for a new era of proactive foreign policy. From a policy perspective, it was a masterclass in using rhetoric to simplify complex geopolitical threats into a clear, albeit controversial, moral framework for the public. It fundamentally changed how the United States interacted with the world for over a decade.
The power of a single speech is truly remarkable. While we are on the topic of presidents and the power of words, today is also the birthday of several individuals who mastered those crafts in very different ways. For instance, January 29th marks the birth of William McKinley in 1843, the 25th President of the United States.
McKinley is such a fascinating figure to look back on, especially regarding his role in the Spanish-American War. He led the country into a period of overseas expansion, which was a departure from traditional American isolationism. His presidency really bridged the gap between the 19th century post-Civil War era and the emergence of the U.S. as a global power in the 20th century.
That era of the late 19th century also gave us one of the greatest literary minds in history. Anton Chekhov was born on this day in 1860. What I find so inspiring about Chekhov, Claire, is that he was a physician by trade. He famously said that medicine was his lawful wife and literature was his mistress. He revolutionized the short story and drama by focusing on mood and character depth rather than traditional plot, which still influences how we teach storytelling today.
And speaking of people who changed how we tell stories and view the world, we have to talk about Oprah Winfrey, who was born on this day in 1954. It is hard to overstate her influence. She didn't just host a talk show. She built a media empire that redefined the relationship between the host and the audience through empathy and vulnerability.
Exactly, Claire. Through Harpo Productions and the OWN network, she became one of the most successful producers and businesswomen in the world. But more than that, she used her platform to champion education and literacy. Her book club alone changed the publishing industry. She showed us that a single voice could create a global community. It is quite a legacy to celebrate.
From the ascension of a queen to the words of a president and the birth of a media icon, January 29th is truly a day for the history books. Thank you for joining us for this look at the stories that shaped our world. Check out deepdive.neuralnewscast.com for more. I'm Claire Donovan.
And I'm Nina Park. We will see you next time on Deep Dive. Deep Dive is AI-assisted, human-reviewed. Explore history every day on Neural Newscast.